Welcome to DBL. We are just one day away from the first ever Golden Bachelor wedding. Gerry is set to marry Theresa tomorrow, live on ABC. And one of Gerry's old flames, Susan, is going to officiate the wedding. Susan is a fan favorite and famously said on the show that she and Gerry were strictly in the friend zone. But some tabloids are reporting that Theresa's friends have been urging her to get a prenup. Apparently, she and Gerry have been bickering about it. Theresa said on the show that she's a financial services professional who used to be a day trader. Do you think she should get a prenup, Tori?
Without question, do not walk down that aisle without getting a prenup. I cannot emphasize enough, when you're older in life and you're finding new love, which is amazing, mazel tov to everyone who
Where
does.
else would you get older?
In life. You're so annoying. That the wealth that you've accumulated, and she has from being a day trader, stays your own due to wills and estates and trusts. There's kids, there's family. It gets complicated. It's very, very hard to untangle. So have it untangled before you walk down that aisle. I beg of you, or else there's going to be trouble ahead. Trouble ahead.
Can I ask you guys a question? Do you think that it's always a red flag if somebody pushes back on signing a prenup?
No, I think some people are a little just more old school and traditional, saying, well, why are you already putting out the fact that we may not work out? And I think more and more as time goes on and we destigmatize that it's just looking at data, 50% of marriages don't work out. Right. But I look at it more so about her deceased husband, who they gathered quite a bit of wealth together. And she has not only her own success, but she also has that accumulation of wealth with him. And that would not be fair to his legacy.
I agree.
It wouldn't. I would be really upset if I passed on and Mark and I had built all this wealth and then some new chick comes in, they get in a divorce, and then she gets half of my legacy.
Yes. And think about it, you guys would have kids that would be affected by that.
I would be upset because that should go to my children.
That's right.
Not to you.
Nary, Gerry.
I think there should be a race to saying who's going to get the prenup first. Like, I think it should be a no-brainer. This is, look, love is an emotion. It's a cute word, like I'm hungry, whatever. But at the end of the day, this starts in the bar, falling in love, kissing and all that. This ends in the lawyer's office. So let's start it in the lawyer's office and get that contract signed.
Jeff, you're an old school guy. You're old school, traditional.
You mean he's just old or just old?
Just in life.
Just in life.
So let's say, you know, I don't even want to say it, but let's say you were single.
I got what you're saying.
Would you now, in your age, at 44 years old, would you decide, 45?
Yeah, 45.
Would you decide to get a prenup?
I don't know. It'd be something I think about, right? It depends where my emotionally connection would be with that person. But here's the thing, guys. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
No, why?
Here. They've been bickering about it. The Bachelor wedding's tomorrow. We need a story to plug in here to promote the story for tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think he cares about the money. I'm sure he's got his own money. I'm sure they made.
What money?
I'm sure they made
hundreds
hundreds of thousands off of this Golden Bachelor wedding. I'm sure they're all fine. Okay, I'm sure they're all fine. And what do we know about prenups? They don't work. Look at Kevin Costner. His prenup didn't even work. So even if you have all that money, the girl's still gonna get it. Yeah, I said it, girl.
And I think that's the interesting thing, Jeff, because times they are changing. And in this situation, he, I'm sure, has less money than she does. So he would get the money. And I think that's when we're going to start to see the law changes, when it affects everybody, because there's a lot of lady bosses out there that got a lot of money and they don't want to part with it. And I think we're looking at one of the first really public ones.
It's the girl boss era.
Yes.
Real quickly before me and Jordan got married, you know, I had nothing. We were living in LA, and she won Big Brother and has a house that she bought for her mom in Charlotte. So we got in this big fight, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get divorced. We weren't even married. She's like, I'm going to get divorced, and I'm going to take all your money. I go, I don't have anything. You have a house. Let's go for it.
Yeah. I don't have anything.
Yeah, I got nothing.
And then she goes, do you want to get something to eat? Yeah. Argument over.
Oh, God.
All right. Okay. Is Travis Kelce planning his next move as a movie star? Well, his managers told the New York Times Travis hired 5 agents. 5? You know, you could get 5 to help him with his career after football. They said early on Travis had ambitions to be as successful as The Rock. Last year, aside from winning the Super Bowl, Travis hosted SNL and was in 7 national commercials. And this past spring, Travis told People magazine he's definitely really interested in doing more acting. He's also, he happens to be dating the biggest pop star on the planet, so that doesn't hurt.
Yes.
So is this going to be his transition, you think?
Yeah, I do. I think he's going to springboard it. And rightfully so. Smart. That's smart of him to springboard that. How long could you get hit by giant men? He's already won a couple Super Bowls. He's stapled his career as a legacy in the NFL.
Maybe the best ever.
Yeah, time to move on, man.
Right.
If it were me, I'd seriously start considering retiring, especially what you have right now. You got to keep that momentum going.
Right, and to be honest with you, LeBron James, who was in Trainwreck, I believe,
Yes.
is that right?
He was funny.
He was so funny, and Travis Kelce. I've seen a little of
That
his.
was pretty funny.
Yeah, and in Newtown Heights, is that it? His podcast, New Heights.
New Heights.
He's very funny. So what if he does great in comedy? Newtown Heights, whatever it is. I think this could totally work for him, and he likes it. He enjoys the publicity. He sort of enjoys.
So, okay, he transitions into it. He breaks up with Taylor Swift and him break up, or he breaks Taylor Swift's heart. What will happen then? Will he be the next Rock, or will people not like him anymore?
I don't know. People,
Rock.
I mean, his popularity will drop, you know, in an insane level. But I do think he's got a fan base. I know Taylor Swift fans don't understand this, but he was famous before. He's not Taylor Swift famous, but he does have a fan base.
I didn't know who he was before.
But that's what I'm saying. If he can keep with this relationship, we saw them on New Year's. It looks like they legitimately are happy. And, you know, this isn't like when The Rock came out. The Rock was kind of like a phenomenon where they were like, what do we do with this guy? He played college football. He's
a
kind of guy,
wrestler.
you know, he's a good-looking guy.
He was a famous wrestler.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
could do the
before he
eyebrow.
was a wrestler, like
The
just
Rock
kind of
looking?
figuring out his career path. That path has been laid out now, so they know what to do to get you from sports to the big screen. And I think they're going to follow a specific. I think he's going to blow.
What does he say? What's the Rock?
While you were
What's the Rock
talking the
cooking?
last 7 or 8 seconds, they had no idea what you said. Name the last thing he just said.
I don't know. I was
Name the last thing he
focusing
just
on
said.
her
They were
impression.
all were waiting to jump in with The Rock. That's
she
it.
had
I
an
watched their
impression.
faces, and they were.
I was looking at
him.
Tim. I was like, I don't think this is registering.
No,
with her.
because
Not one word were they listening to.
While you were talking, she was practicing her Rock impression.
Right, just
Why would you
And
practice it now?
And here, this is why she was practicing. What is his famous line? Because you already said it wrong.
what is The Rock cooking?
That's more of a
story.
general
Ready?
question.
Let's
Can
do
you
it.
smell what The Rock?
Okay,
is
wait.
cooking?
Can you smell what The Rock's cooking?
You did the eyebrow.
Oh, that's
You
pretty
did.
good.
You can
But at
do
some point,
it.
end it because it got weird.
Yeah.
It got too long. It became aggressive.
But you know how to do the eyebrow?
Yeah, I just got Botox, so this is the last you'll see of it.
That was great. We got to.
Remember when you had the permanent
I had
eyebrow?
I had
from
double
York?
rock. I had double rock.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He got
I
broke.
definitely smelt what he was cooking.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Whoa. Jeff got just to fill our viewers in before we go, Jeff got Brotox, and let me tell you, one of his eyebrows was
I thought
permanently
they
like
were.
The Rock.
Were they both?
No, just one.
And then our wonderful producers took that clip and put it into intro of our show for 2 years.
So it's all
and I
like
think
that.
Jeff Schroeder.